Understanding how the internet work is very important. If you are a young person in university or someone who is looking for a us website there and you want to start developing websites or mobile apps, it is good to understand how the internet works or how the devices communicate over the internet. Now, to understand, for instance, how the website work, you need to know that the website consists of front end and back end or the server. Now, front end is also known as client. Now, this is what you see as a user. This is what you see as a user. Now, this one backend or server. This one is where the database or data is stored or business logic is implemented. Now, the front end communicate with backend over the internet, say cloud. So you as a user, you send a request to the server gives a response. Maybe I want to log in, I give the name, ID, what the front end sent to the server checks and verify, implementing the business logic and give response. So if you want to build a website, you can use technologies like Next.js, which houses both the front end and back end in one application. You can also use WordPress. Now WordPress has features like drag and drop. You can drag and drop, which make it easier even for those who don't know how to code. You can use WordPress to develop a website. So knowing how the internet works or knowing how to use the WordPress, that one does not give you money. What gives you money is now selling the website you have built or building a website for a business, or if you build a software in form of a website where people subscribe, they pay you to get money. Now that one is also a trend. We call it software as a service, a concept in cloud computing. You can have also platform as a service. You can also have infrastructure as a service. Now, in most cases, when you have the client website sending requests to the server over the internet, we may run into a problem where the server is slow. How can we solve this? Now, this is where the technology of cloud computing comes in. Cloud computing accessing resources over the internet, cloud computing. Now, in cloud computing, when you are dealing with the applications, you use what is called cloud computing tools to manage the applications. Here we have tools like Docker, Kubernetes. The concept, you can use what's called scaling in the cloud, where now if the website is slow, you can increase the resources it needs in terms of memory or what, or in terms of memory or storage space or database space. How can we implement this? We can use concept like scaling, where we can have horizontal scaling and vertical scaling. Now to perform this scaling, we need tools. We can use Kubernetes or we can use Docker, name them. We can implement concept of containerization, where you have containers and orchestration. In containerization, we package the website and its resources in a container or an image and share it to cloud providers like Amazon, Google Cloud, name them, IBM Cloud. In orchestration, now we control the resources like scaling now. We can use Kubernetes. Now, how does this work? We have the client and server. Client requests something to server and server respond. Now the application which handles this can be scaled, which means here can have multiple copies. So instead of one image handling all the requests, n number of requests, maybe 1 million, which may crash, a copy of the image is created, thus reducing pressure on one. At the same time, we can implement what's called load balancing. The main concept we can use. For instance, now we have a situation where the application is experiencing a lot of requests or DDoS attack. There are methods we can use to defend against such. For instance, we can create what's called proxy or what, where instead of client sending the request directly to server, we create a middle proxy or middleware which handles the requests before they hit the server. Now here we can implement algorithms like first come first serve, name them, to ensure the requests are handled correctly, so we don't flood the server with all the requests at once. Now all these are now the modern technology you need to know if you want to build a website, because now if you want to build website, you will not be hosting it in your private server. You will be using cloud provider servers. Now you need to know how to use those tools. This can be implemented. For instance, if you are from a town, now you want money. Kenya is known for partying. People do clubs. You can come up with a event booking software as a service platform where people can book for event and pay with M-Pesa or card. Maybe the event is in Kisumu and someone is in Mombasa want to book. They don't have to buy the card, the receipt, physical receipts. You can come up with application where they can book online for the event. If you can solve such problems in our local society, you can be rewarded by being paid. So after having all these skills, the only way you can have money is now implementing it. In my videos, I do stress on implementing our skills. So if you are inside the house, no one know your skills, no one knows you know how to code, and you want money. No way, you're not going to get it. You have to go to the town, to the clubs, you have to go to the shops outside there, you have to go to the drivers, build an application which solve their daily problems. Sindio?